morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing this beautiful Monday morning? We had a lot going over the weekend, didn't we, y'all? We had a lot going over the weekend. I had fun this weekend. I hope everybody else did too. Um, we did a lot of different things this weekend. Uh, and also, I was rewatching Lemons from last night because I go to bed at a specific time. So last night, Dragons. Hey Jay Dunn. Hey T Royal Gaming. Hey James. Good morning. Uh, Last night on Lemons, I had watched, and Lemon had a conversation with Dragons. So I guess they made up last night, and then Lemon did make it clear that him and Just Krista are talking, but they're not in a relationship. Like they ain't, exclusive yet. I did have a good time, Jay Dizzle. I did. I had a great time. I hope everybody else did too. I was trying to be entertaining and bring the laughs and the love and all that good, lovely stuff. So Jay Dizzle did her thing as a DJ on Lemons, and she did make a video. If y'all didn't see it on her Don Dada page, that if she had played Queen Tulsa's uh, song that Queen Tulsa had wanted, that it would have gave Lemon where he couldn't monetize, basically. See, a lot of people don't know, you won't necessarily get copyright struck from certain music, but you will get like where it's blocked in certain countries or whatnot. Because one of my birthday lives is like that. One of them you can see, I had to do two. And one of them you can see, it's just I can't monetize that video. It's not strikeable, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Even though I've heard it through the grapevine, somebody tried to strike my channel. Guess what? It didn't go through. And false striking people can get your channel taken too. Just saying. Um, you want to talk crap but not put a name on it. All right, cool by me. Do you, boo boo? You got a problem when there shouldn't be a problem, but that's side the point. So this weekend. Also, if JVS Burton's in here, sweet dreams. I hope you get some good rest tonight. Because usually when they say that they watch me as they fall asleep, so I have to tell them sweet dreams. Okay. Now on Buddy Lee's on Fuck Shit Friday, STD Cake from Mo 3 Sector came up again. I don't know if y'all know that, but for some reason STD Gate's coming back up again. Now I ain't figured out exactly why, but they were trying to put some stuff on Buddy Lee, y'all. They was trying to put some stuff on Buddy Lee. Yeah, I remember Jay Dizzle. I had to start it all over again. The crazy part about that is that first live that they took down had no like I didn't get no strikes for it, no nothing like that. I didn't even get a warning. I'm guessing it was just because of the specific song I played, but I didn't even get a warning for that. It didn't affect my channel whatsoever. But the second one actually had more music in it that was blockable. So I got to go in there. You may not even be able to see that video in certain countries and edit out those specific songs. But it takes forever when you have that much music in a video to edit it out. So it is what it is on that one. It was a fun birthday live, but you're not going to get copyright struck for music, but they will like take all if you can't monetize or you can only be partially monetized depending on what song it is and all that other stuff. Some of my first lives, the intro music I was using on some of those were I have to partially pay the other person and myself. Same thing with some of my music where I sing. It's not, you can't copyright it because it is me singing it, right? But the original copyright holder does get payment from it, right? Not me. Music is a different thing on here. What you can get struck on here for, and if you use somebody else's content, you have to, in fair use, you have to, change the content. Like where Friday, somebody did try to strike that video 2 Fridays ago where I did, talking about the things in Mississippi, but it also was within fair use, so it got overturned. It did not get copyright struck. In fact, they released the monetization so it can actually be monetized. You can fight strikes if you know what you're doing, right? Especially if it's a false strike, because a lot of times there are false strikes that people do. And I'm going to say this and put this out into the universe. Don't go around false striking people's channels, because they can take your channel for that. So be careful. Make sure you got a valid reason. It's actually your content, or they are harassing and bullying someone, or they're doing something like really messed up, right? But you have to be able to prove that without a shadow of doubt, right? Um, you can't just speak something and say it and it be false, because there are a lot of people that are false doing that, right? Now, they were putting Buddy Lee for some reason, in the STD gate. Buddy's like, I ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he showed a text from somebody that says, you know, that they were clean and whatnot. Um, and something about Skokas being put into it too over there in the Mode 3 sector. And they're trying to put it on Buddy Lee, and I'm like, why are other people now being affected and pushed into something because of, specific content creators putting themselves in it? Like, I'm pretty sure Buddy Lee's like, you ain't doing that to me. But they were trying, child. They were trying. Because they were, Brandon brought up STD Gate again and everything else. But there was somebody in the chat that stated that, they may be trying, they might be putting this because Skoka said on the same live she had X with you, Raw and Cam, so they're putting you in it for what she said. I'm just saying. So that's where I think they're saying Buddy Lee and Cam's in it. But I'm like, but Skoka did nothing with Brandon as far as I know. So how in the world is this going around like that? I'm like, she clean, ain't she? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I mean, I heard about Brandon and all that other stuff, but yeah. And then Classic Lights get up there, and the chat was saying, that Classic Lights can't get up on a panel without saying Lemon's name. It's always Lemon, 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 Lemon. That's what they were saying in chat, child. Now, I will say I was watching. I got my feedback for this, and I am going to talk about what I judged on Lolo's and who my tops were and what I voted for and who I thought was the most amazing. So at the very top here, when I came into Lemons or whatnot, K-Fit was in this cute little, I think it was a bunny outfit, and KRN was a king. And then Miss Hazel, she looked like she was a bougie princess. Now, some people were stating, and Miss Hazel, if you are around, you can pop down and chat and tell us. Some people were saying that Hazel was trying to be Kiki, and then some people were saying Kimmy, and people couldn't figure out if she was trying to be anybody else. I'm not sure. I just thought Hazel was being a pretty princess. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I wasn't reading it right. Maybe she was trying to be somebody else, but I thought she was just being a pretty bougie, bae. That's what I thought. She just had her little diamonds on and her cute little makeup with her. She was looking adorable. So I don't know if she was trying to be somebody else. I didn't take it that way because she didn't try to do no voices or anything with it. I don't know if she was trying, if she was being a queen of some, like, I never heard what her person was. Hey, Broom Shaker. I never really heard what her person was, right? But I saw that she just looked gorgeous, in my opinion. Oh, she was being a mob wife. That makes sense, with the little diamonds and stuff like that. That makes sense because I was like, why aren't people saying she's trying to be other people? If she was, she would have did like some over exaggerations of like words and stuff like that. Good morning, Ray Black. She would have did some, something like that, right? But she didn't. She was just being pretty. So that would make sense that she was a mob wife. That was cute. I like that. So contestant number one on Lemons was Lolo, and she was a nun. You know, I don't. She was either possessed or no, she was a illa nun, right? Now she had them cute babies participating. And then she did the Madonna song or whatnot. Them little babies was so adorable. That little boy was so cute. It was so his little smile. It was just so adorable. And then contestant number two was the Green Vegan. Is a super villain. She looked beautiful in that black with it had the FSA on it, and she had the red eyes. Um, and she had a little poster that said prayers to Lady Nika. She looked great. I loved her. The Green Vegan did great in both competitions in my eyes. She had beautiful costumes, and that body is bodying, baby. Can't nobody ever say nothing about your body, sweetheart. You was looking good. Contestant number three was Tracy's World. She was Rebel Rising. She had a beautiful red outfit. She had a gypsy looking outfit. And she was like Little Red Riding Hood. That was basically, but it was Rebel Rising. It was a Rebel Riding Hood. Now, I will say, Miss Tracy, the only thing that you, not Tracy, so sorry, Tracy, I'm sick, y'all. Blame it on my sickness. Hey, Miss Jill, um, that you could have like did some like maybe had a little basket with like you're going on a picnic, and maybe you had a little knife in the basket so you could protect yourself from the big bad wolf, and maybe you could have played it up like, oh my god, the big bad wolf's coming after me, y'all. Just a little something. That's all you had. All you didn't have to do all that jumping around, act crazy, all that stuff. Just a little advice. Like you could have put on a little voice that said, the big bad wolf's trying to come after me, y'all. I'm scared he ate grandma. You know, something like that. Hey, T Royal Gaming, I'm still sick, y'all. But I did my best this weekend, sick and all. And then contestant number four was Purple Peach. She did Edwina Scissorhand, right? Um, which we all know as Edward Scissorhand. And she looked great. She even had like the smoke, like her like room looked like it was a little smoky, and it was like spooky, and it was pretty. And she even had like the little, things on her hands. It looked great. Purple Peach, you came to slay, I tell you. And then contestant number five was the Bushes as Lady Danbury. She looked great in her green and black dress. The only thing that I heard around the streets, the bush is beautiful and you look gorgeous, was that some people stated that maybe you should have hammed it up a little bit more as Lady Danbury, that like maybe one of those white wigs that they use for like what is that, like Parliament and stuff, like the old school ones. But I mean, you look great, girl. I don't think you should have, in my opinion, had to have wigged. Your natural hair is beautiful, but you could have like got one of those tiaras or something from like Walmart or something. It didn't have to be no expensive or nothing. Or maybe had like this cute little teapot, you know what I mean, or something. It would have been cute. Uh, I liked how you had your tea and you were sipping it and everything. But I mean, really, you had an amazing outfit. And then Queen Tulsa was contestant number six, and her legs looked beautiful. Her outfit was gorgeous. She had the Tina Turner wig. There was a kerfuffle between her and Jay Dunn, but it's been, you know, Tulsa said what she said. Jay Dunn has said what she said. She showed her proof on her page. Queen Tulsa said what she said on her page. So, they got their little stuff and, you know, everything. Uh, and then Hazel came out with the Chucky doll, y'all. And I was like, oh my God. And then K Fit pretended to be Jay Wilson, calling Tulsa daughter, daughter, daughter. I was like, oh my God, not her. And then act like she eating in bed. Um, and then contestant number seven was Honest Row. And Honest Row, in my opinion, was my favorite. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because he was like that crazy doctor. And he even had, like, he was doing Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He was reading people and stuff. And then he cut the lemon and licked it. And when he did that, I think I about passed out laughing. I'd have hated being a judge. I'd hated to be a Miss Zentel, K Fit, or King Roma. Because that was a hard one to judge. There were so many good people. Contestant number 8, Nubian Warrior. She was a sexy samurai, y'all, and she was dancing and doing that thing. I loved the way she was. She was. Ooh, ooh. I'm like, go ahead, Nubian. You look so good too. That body was bodying. Woo. And then contestant number 9 was Bubbles. Now I loved Bubbles. Bubbles was one of my favorites too. Like through the whole competition, I loved Bubbles because when she jumped out that car, and that car had the whole back end messed up, and she was Harley Quinn, and she was in character the whole time. And then she even said, "I bet Joker won't mess with me now." And it was like, she was talking about pudding and everything. She did so good. Um, and then contestant number 10 was Voodoo Badu. And he did, with the skeleton mask. He does Papa. I can't. How do you say his name? Papa Legba. I don't. I know I'm butchering that name. I'm so sorry, Voodoo. But he did his little, his little dance that he always be doing and stuff and everything. And, there were people, I will say this, Voodoo, that were saying that they felt this was something you always do and it was a repeat. And people were saying, that. But I always love when you do your dance, and I always love that's your thing. That's why they call you Voodoo Badu, you know? But, and then Roman came in as Ness No Mess. Now, child, when he came in with them wigs and stuff, I about fell out in the flow. I was not expecting that. I don't know if anybody else did the same thing. I'm glad one of them almost made me choke on my Dr. Pepper. Um, Contestant number 11 was Dr. Soapy. Now, Dr. Soapy, I'm going to tell you something. That It costume was freaky as crap with the glowing red eyes. Child, that was freaky. That's what they call Pennywise. That's from the movie It. And he even had Georgie, Georgie. If he would have had the sound or said Georgie like It does, I think that would have took him over the top. I do believe it. Georgie. I don't even know how to do it. I can't do it. I can't be creepy. But if he'd have did the George, he did have it on a piece of paper. But if like he had a sound that said that, I believe that would have popped him over the top. I really do. Um, and then K Fit came back as Catwoman, and whatnot. And then contestant number 12 was Demetra Lit All Day. She was Queen Charlotte, which is from Bridgerton, the show Bridgerton, right? And she was dressed up, and the cute part was when she had, I don't know if that was one of her children or her husband or who, like getting her tea for her because like she was too royal to get her own tea, and she was waving with her little white glove. Um, and then contestant number 13 was Lady Law. Now, Lady Law, she did so good. I'm gonna tell you who won in a minute. I'm going over all the people's. Lady Law was scary, y'all. I love Lady Law's paint job and her little skit that she did it. And you talking about some creepy Halloween stuff, that was good. Lady Law did amazing in my opinion. I loved her. And then KRN came in as Ness and K Fit came in as Dragons, and they was going back and forth on it, and they was fighting and stuff. It was hilarious. And then KRN was when KRN came in as Just Krista, and yeah, I thought he was gonna catch that dang wig on fire a couple times, y'all. I was scared. He kept getting too close to that candle he had, and I was like, "Oh God, please don't let us see something bad happen." And he had to jerk that wig off, throw it in the floor, and jump on it. I was like, "Please, Lord," but it was hilarious. Good morning, sweet tea. Um, Good morning, the Beef Sector podcast. Hey, Miss Tracy's world. Um, and then contestant number 14, a lot of people didn't know who this was. I knew who it was. And it was really good to see him on camera. His name is Shamar Slayage. He is in another sector, but he comes over here and he supports a lot of people. He's really funny. One day I was up there, I didn't even know who he was talking about, and I was having fun. Let me say it that way. I didn't know who he was beefing with at the time. They called this lady Miss Piggy. I didn't know who she was. It's another sector, so I don't know who the lady was. But they were having a repast for her, and they had a whole funeral, and people was singing church songs, and they was praying, and they was doing all this, and it was hilarious, y'all. It was hilarious. Y'all would have loved it. And I told him ever since then. Now my favorite joke with him is he's my favorite uh, I call him Brother Shamar. He my favorite pastor, the reading pastor. But he did a vampire sledge. Um, he did the thing. His background was made up. It was beautiful. Jay Dunn did play because he cheats, and he was leaning into it because he said, yeah, that's why I have him in over here because he cheated and stuff. So he played into the song. Um, and then 15 was Psyche Awakens Terror. Now he had a nice skeleton mask, did the monster mash, but him kept coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. I think it was like 5, 6, 7 times. I almost messed up on how many contestants we had because of that. I think it was like somewhere around 5 times. No, don't do that, Psyche Awakens. Don't do that. No. You literally messed up the flow of the show. You thought it was cute and funny. It was not. It was started to get annoying at a point. People like you. Don't do that. You got to make people not like you. I'm just saying. I'm giving you some advice here. And then y'all, people was in chat telling me that was for me to come get my cousin and stuff. I was like, child, that ain't my cousin. I don't know you like that. I don't know them like that. They're like, like don't do that to me. And then we had the kerfuffle. Oh, and there was somebody that came up who tried to. I don't know who it was. People were assuming it was Lady Dimples, but it could have been anybody. Somebody came up with the name Linebacker Tracy. It was like contestant number 16, but they didn't show up. They didn't put on no camera. We couldn't see who it was, so I don't know who that was. But Lemon did tell them that if they want to do impersonations, this is not an impersonation challenge. This is the Halloween challenge, right? So you got to turn your camera on, Uh, and then, Lemon had a little kerfuffle with the pole. He did. He had a little kerfuffle with the pole, but he got the situation straightened out eventually. He was trying to put all the names in one line. You know what I'm saying? But the winners, the placers was Honest Row, Purple Peach, Demetra, and they were the tops when the poll started, right? Now, I will say that I don't know if Miss Pizarro caught it, but I caught it when KR was being a little shady, and he said to look at Shatifa, I think that's how you say her name, her comment, and it said, Karen said that if a person can't read, they can't teach you anything. And the shade of it, y'all, I was like, ooh, I caught that shade. Did y'all catch that shade? So, first place was Demetra at 38% on the poll because it was very close between Honest Row and Demetra. And for the longest, it was tied. I don't know if y'all saw that, but for the longest, it was tied between Demetra and Honest Row. And people were having a trouble choosing between the two. Hey, the people champ, Jimmy Newman. Hey, good morning. So it was tied between Demetra and Rowe for the longest, right? And then at the very last few minutes, Demetra pulled ahead. So it was 38% for Demetra, 37% for Rowe, and Purple Peach got 17%. Now, Demetra got her cash app. It was $600, and she got it. Rowe got his $360, and Purple Peach got her $240. That was the payouts. Everybody got their money too. Lemon made sure everybody got their money. Lemon paid his judges, but Cash App said, you can only do so much in a day from Cash App. So Cash App said no. But the very next morning, Lemon was able to take care of it. He paid his judges. He took care of that, right? Now, someone did request, I think it was $350 from Lemon, and he thought it was somebody adding to the pot. So he accepted it, not realizing that he was paying them, not the other way around. Okay, now Lemon, let me explain something to you. If you rewatch this or you're in the clouds, Bubba, you can go into Cash App, and this is for anybody that's a content creator. Turn off requests. I saw this happen. Don't remember exactly when, but it was a couple of months ago, about a year ago, that another content creator had this happen. That somebody was steadily requesting money back from them and constantly doing it, and they ended up having to turn it off. And so from there, I learned to turn it off. I turned my request off a long time ago because of that, right? So I turned mine off a long time ago. Y'all should all do that. If you have a Cash App, don't leave that request on because you could accidentally press a button. Turn those off for your own protection, right? Now, Honest Rose said something so cute in chat that night. He said, "Thank y'all so much. Y'all are helping me get stronger and not being so nervous. This means a lot, y'all. Much love and gratitude." I was like, "Oh, Honest Rose, that's so sweet." And then somebody was talking crap about Nubian after the contest was over, right? This weekend, talking about, and I think they said that Just Krista was talking bad about Nubian, about calling her overweight and all this other stuff. Um, and Nubian said she don't weight shame, so she don't get why she was called all types of overweight, etc. You know what I'm saying? Um, I didn't see Nubian as being Nubian warrior, not to be mixed up with the other newbie, right? Nubian warrior. I did not see that she was overweight at all. In fact, she had a nice body. I'm like, girl, if I wish I had your shape, you got a good shape, girl. Don't be mad about it. And then now some people, Miss Mitra, they was trying to tell Miss Mitra that, some folks were saying that it looked like a repeat from her Queen of Hearts stuff from last year. And some people was saying that Demetra shouldn't have won. Or that it was rigged because Demetra won. But Demetra says she got her money, honey. You know what I'm saying? Um, uh, But I heard through the grapevine that Lemon did get the money back, that the person did end up returning the money. So that's actually a good thing. I did hear that the money was returned. Um, and then, Shamar is a good person and he loves, like, I've competed. Shamar sometimes has contests and I was competed in Shamar's. I knew I wasn't going to win, but I still had fun over there. And he calls his people the safe haven, right? And in his chats, he likes to be positive. And Shamar is such a good person, if y'all don't know. Shamar Slayage is a good person. He really is. Now, I did catch and I saw it. And I want to shout out and say something to you. 7 stars, baby. Don't cry. Don't cry, sweetheart. That's something that happened when you was very young and all that stuff. Something that's different for you now. If y'all didn't see it, she took it down, I believe, and she's going through some things. So let's, you know, pray for 7 stars, sweetheart. I know that this is a confusing time for you and everything that's going on. Because here's the thing: a lot of people don't know when you went through an abuse system or been around something like that. You can love the person and not love what they did. You can go through a lot of feelings, as a child. I did see Jay Wilson with his wig collection over at Miss Pizarro's last night. I also saw Brooke with the fake baby, and I saw Ness was a red hot chili pepper, and then Ness was eating people up. It wasn't Tracy. It was 7 stars. But with Tracy, she did so good in her stuff. She really did. Um, but I'm just trying to send this out to 7 stars. I know that you, with that situation that happened with your family, that's a lot to go through. And for her to be getting out of jail, I know that's gave you conflicting emotions, right? So, in one sense, you can still love the person even though they've done wrong. You can be afraid of the person. You can have like so many different conflicting feelings, right? Oh, you were talking to Rob Black? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Miss Jill. Um, but you know, it's so much going on in the world and all that stuff. I understand that you're having a moment in time right now that if she does get out, what's that going to cost? I will say this. If you are afraid, sweetheart, get you what they consider an order of protection. You know what I'm saying? Just be careful, okay? I don't think with her being older now and blind in one eye and she probably got all these health issues and stuff that anything's going to go down. But you can never tell what a person is thinking or going through in their mind. So for your own protection, just take care of you. Don't let it like if you start feeling in a certain type of way, right? You get what I mean? Don't let that win. You've come too far in this world to let a situation that happened when you was a kid win, right? You rose above. Keep rising above. All right. I just wanted to send that out there. Y'all know I got a heart, and I don't like seeing people I don't like seeing people cry. You know me. I think it's bringing up old memories and a lot of stuff, and she's now having to deal with situations that maybe she tried to bury so she didn't have to deal with it. You know, I'm not sure if you've ever went to therapy for that situation, but it might be a good idea because there's a lot of pain that's bringing up. Good morning, pretty chocolate girl, my beautiful rose. Yes, Miss Jill, I didn't get to see your competition. I got to go back because I was doing that. I want to know on your side who won your competition because now I got to go back and watch. I've been sick all weekend, and I did show up. I am going to tell you all about that too. I have my judging criteria from that. But also Tracy and Dragons are into it. If y'all didn't know, Tracy said she gonna drag the dragon. And then Lemons and Dragon made up, and Lemon said that him and Just Krista are just talking. They ain't made nothing official. So if anybody's running around saying it's official, it ain't official. They just talking right now. They ain't made nothing official. They're getting to know each other. But I just wanted to send out a shout out and prayers for you, 7 stars. I hope that with this situation coming your way, that you deal with it and everything's okay. I just want you to send out the love to you, sweetie, because I know it's a lot. I know that I don't know how I would handle that situation if it was me. So now we fist to move on to. I gotta open um my other where I did the other contest because I got my judging stuff that I had. Let me see here. It should be under there. It is. I'm opening this up so I can read this to y'all. Okay. Lolo's pot was at $450, right? Um, Now they had rules for it. Rule number 1 was originality. Show your Halloween style. Rule 2 was presentation. How much did you get into character? Rule 3 was creativity. How did you come up with the idea and how well did you bring your character to life? The grading was between 1 and 5. The judges in the chat will also have an opportunity to vote. So basically, the judges broke it down to the top 3, and then the crowd, you know, uh, decided who was going to win. So, contestant number 1 was Miss Tracy's World. She was Little Red Riding Hood. She did a Rebel Riding Hood again. I thought she was adorable. I think it made her body look gorgeous. Like I said, the only thing, Miss Tracy, that you could have done to uplift it more is maybe had like a little basket and maybe did like a little word that was like, oh my God, Red, the big bad wolf, he's coming after me and, he ate grandma and but I'm ready for him, right? That's what you could have did, like something, like I'm ready for him. Come from me. That's it. It was an amazing costume. Um, Fit did Catwoman and a body. Now she did add a little extra to hers where she did like talk about Batman and how she's helping him and she's saving the world and she did the little whatnot. And then there was a Psyche did it again with the skull mask. And came up as 3. Uh, Contestant number 4 was Sister. Now, Sister was my favorite. I'm gonna tell you why. She had the white stuff, I think that was either supposed to be paint or the mud they put on the sheetrock mud on her that was rubbed on. She had her little power tools. She was, had her little like she had a whole thing set up and everything. I loved how hers was going. And then we had contestant number 5 was AKD. Now AKD just jumped up there to, to help and whatnot, but she looked amazing and I love that hat, girl. I do. I love that hat and I love that shirt. And I know that you were nervous. It was your first time, but girl, don't be nervous. You cute little thing. Don't be nervous. And then contestant number 6 was Dr. Soapy. Now, Dr. Soapy did a two-faced clown. And I'm going to tell you this, that clown was scary. He had different music this time. He did a little more performance than he did the day before. In my opinion, he did a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And I liked it. Contestant number 7 was Dragons as herself, right? She was herself. Now, Dragons was hilarious. She almost made my top 3 because I'll tell y'all, I had a problem with my third person I was choosing because there was 3 people and I had to separate it from them, right? Because contestant number 8 was the green vegan. She was the love bug. She had the body. She was a cute little ladybug. It was so adorable. And then contestant number 9 was Raymond. Raymond had a mask, and he had the Chucky doll. He did. He said he was Bray Wyatt, right? He did the Bray Wyatt thing. I did like him, and I liked the Chucky, but my top 3, the way that I did it, right? My top 3 for myself was Sister was number 1 for me. Dr. Soapy was number 2 for me. And the third one, I was having a hard time choosing because I almost put the green vegan as my third, right? The only difference between the two was if the green vegan had did just a little, maybe because she did some K-Fit did spoken word of some kind. I did love both of them so much. It was like a quarter of a point for me that separate them. And the only reason Dragons was up there, she didn't even realize how up there in the competition she was because how funny she was. But it was just because they had prepared and had costumes. That was it. That was it, Dragons. Nobody was against you, but for no other reason, sweetie. You almost placed really closely because you were hilarious. Your skit was that. If you had maybe, I'll say this: if you were going to be homeless and be yourself, maybe and I know you would have had to wash this off. Maybe gotten some old ratty clothes or something, which I know you don't probably have, but old ratty clothes, put them on and put a little dirt on your arm or above your eyebrow or something, kind of played it up, teased your hair a little bit, made it look all weird or something, maybe had found a fake, like a buggy or something and been like a buggy leg, you would have probably placed, because that technically would be considered, right, with rips and holes in the shirt or something, that would have been considered a costume. It would have, and you were amazing, in my opinion. You were funny. But because they had a costume, that was the difference. Now, for me, I was sitting here doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo between the green vegan and K-Fit because I loved the ladybug and it did go with, what Lolo calls her people. And I loved K-Fit in her Catwoman thing, right? The only thing that separated it for me in my mind was that, she had the little bit of spoken word or something, it was so close between them two for me. I had a moment of, oh my God, which one do I choose? Because they're literally right here together, right? But my first was Sister and my second was Dr. Soapy. That was, and most people, we all agreed on Sister and Dr. Soapy. Now that's the one that was 100% unanimous across the board. Sister didn't come to play. You know what I'm saying? And if I had to choose, if it had been left up to me and not the people, and I love you, Cat, it ain't got nothing to do with you, babe. It's just because they actually did something a little different. And my first choice would have been sister. And I told her that. My first choice would have been her because it was something I hadn't seen yet. She had like the the mud on her leg. She had the way she did working hard for the money. She had all the power tools. She did the little skit with it, and then she pulled out her tape measure. You know what I'm saying? How big is it? And that made me laugh. And Doctor Soapy made me want to get the holy water out. I was ready to throw some holy water. So who won in that contest? I'll go ahead and tell you. By the poll standards, K Fit won with 41%, Soapy won with 32%, and Sister won with 25%. There were 594 votes. Um, so that was, and Lola had a problem with the poll herself. Not setting it up per se, it's just she set it up in the wrong place at first. She was double streaming to her backup and her front page. And you know, she was doing for both. And so, over the weekend, there was a little kerfuffle about Lolo and the poll, right? Because some people could state that if she, which a lot of people don't know, she did fix it very quickly. Um, but if in case she had let both run, that would have been unfair because some people would have been voting over there and some people over there and blah, 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 right? But she did have two things going. And then some people were telling Lolo about where she was trying to fill the dead air. A lot of people don't know. They were saying Lemon was asleep during the contest. No, he told us he had a phone call. Y'all know his mama calls him at a specific time every afternoon to make sure he's okay and check on him and all this. And so I'm pretty sure that was probably Mama Lemon that was calling him and checking on him, and he didn't mean to. And so the reason it kind of went the way it was because of that. And so Lola was going to do the membership win at the very end, after the contest was over, after making sure telling who the winners was. And then she was having, a little Cash App issue. She had the wrong account linked to her Cash App, trying to switch over the money and make sure everything was together. But this was her very first competition. That's the same thing for Lemon. Like, he just learned how to do polls. So you got to give them a little bit of grace for their very first one. It wasn't a complete, what do you call it, chat show. It wasn't a complete one, right? They just had little hiccups. I kept telling her, if you didn't watch it, I kept telling her to have to don't pull a Lemon, and I was joking, and even Lemon was laughing about it because it was funny. Now, in Lolo's competition, they split the pot 60-40, right? They split the pot 60-40. So that means that first place got, what was it? Because I had it, I thought I wrote it down afterward. I guess I did not because I was busy trying to make sure everything, I was trying to help out and make sure that Lolo got the numbers correct and that all the cash apps were given and all that stuff. I was trying to keep an eye on the chat to make sure people were happy because some people were saying they couldn't see the poll. And I was trying to, do my thing, thizzle, and help out, I had fun. Lolo. It was amazing. Even though I was sick as a dog, I still, I made sure, I promised you months ago that I was going to be there, and I did. I did that thing. I did. I came over there even though I was sick. I didn't feel like putting nothing on. That's why, I wasn't as prepared. And I told Lemon I would have joined Lemon's competition Friday, but I've been really sick. So that's, if I hadn't have promised Lolo, I would have just took this whole weekend to probably sleep this whole weekend, just to tell y'all the whole God to honest truth, because I did not feel good whatsoever. But Lolo's first place won 270, and Lolo's second place won 180. That's the way the percentages broke down, right? I did that with the calculator to make sure I was 100% right on that too. But K-Fit says she got her money. Soapy got his money. And Sister said that, she went over there and said that she got a lot of cash ups. Like, that's what I was telling people. Drop Sister's cash up because she did an amazing job, in my opinion. And I absolutely loved it. So Sister, if you watching from the clouds or you catch this replay, just know that you were my top fave. And I love Dr. Soapy too. Dr. Soapy scared me, and he was doing good. I love Dr. Soapy. He knows I love him. He did good in both competitions. He did something different on both ones. I think that they both did amazing, and I loved both of them. Now, I will say that we do have an update on the Sarah Boone case that I was going to share with y'all this morning. For those who have been keeping up with it and been paying attention to it. Also, Miss Jill, I am going to watch your competition. I had so much going on this weekend being so sick. I didn't really catch everything. I watched the two competitions, and I think I might have caught some of Pizza's. I didn't see what happened in Jay Wilson's. I didn't see a lot of things. I was laying down for most of the weekend. But yeah, and so I really did not feel well, and people didn't know it because I put on, I put on a show. Sometimes I'll pretend, I'll play it up even when I'm feeling sick. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just me. Um, let's see here. What was I trying to look up? Uh, so Miss Jill's Comfort Zone, I am going to go watch your competition today, and I am going to write down my thoughts processes on it and give you a synopsis. I know that it was amazing because I know last year was amazing. Um, you always do great with that, and there's so many talented people in this sector. It's unreal, and I want to make sure I give the winner of Miss Jill's Comfort Zone her competition their just due also, because that's actually, in my opinion, harder. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to make sure that it fits what a poetry person is. You know what I'm saying? It does all that, and it's, to me, it's just harder. I was seeing I am going to make sure that I'm going to share your live for those who might have missed it, Miss Jill's Comfort Zone, um, who might have missed the poetry contest. Uh, make sure that I got the right live. I do. That way, for people who did, because they were doing other stuff and going through stuff that and they get a chance to check out that, because that is real talent, in my opinion. So there's Miss Jill Comfort Zone's live to her thing. If y'all want to click that after this live or whatnot, watch Miss Jill Comfort Zone. That's the thing. Now we have the update in the Sarah Boone case. I'm gonna go ahead and present that. We're gonna talk about that for about 2.5 seconds. Sarah Boone verdict case. Iller shows no emotions as she learns her fate. Hold on, let's see. I gotta skip the ad, y'all. Is it gonna show? No, I don't think that was gonna show it. The jury delivered a swift verdict in the murder trial of Sarah Boone on Friday evening after closing arguments wrapped up. It took the jurors less than 2 hours to find Boone, 46, guilty of second-degree murder in the 2020 death of her boyfriend, 42-year-old George Torres Jr. She was found guilty of convincing her boyfriend to get inside the suitcase at home in Florida, then zipping it shut and refusing to let him out. When she opened the suitcase the next morning, he was passed away. Boone faces a minimum of 22 and a half years in prison and a potential life sentence. She will be sentenced on December the 2nd. Assistant State District Attorney Dave Shakatori Jr. delivered a dramatic closing argument for the prosecution earlier this day. This is the box where George Torres was killed. It's a small box, 28 by 20 by 7, 8 inches. George Torres was zipped up in this box. George Torres took his last panic breaths in this box. The medical examiner explained to us that with each breath George Torres took, there was less oxygen in the box. Judge Torres was murdered in this box. See, that's the suitcase right there, y'all. But I'm gonna see if they have the video of her actual them showing, what if she cried or if she, because that right here, this ain't showing that. So let me see. Let's see that. No, that's not showing. Let me see. I'm gonna try to find the video right quick of when they showed the verdict. All right, I think here we go. I'm just gonna show this instead, and I'm gonna show y'all.
Madam Clerk, if you could please publish the verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the Ninth Judicial Circuit in Orange County, Florida, case number 2020 CF 2603, the state of Florida versus Sarah Boone. Verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree as charged in the information. So say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, on this 25th day of October 2024. The form has been signed by the foreperson.
Madam Clerk, please poll our jury.
Juror seat number 1, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror seat number 2, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror seat number 3, is this your true and
Yes, it
correct
is.
verdict? Juror seat number 4, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror seat number 5, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror seat number 6, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Members of our jury, again, I want to thank you for your time, your sacrifice, and your attention in this matter.
Hello. JLR investigates, boots on the ground.
Yeah, they showed that she was guilty. So I'm so sorry, Demon Soul, but you don't get to celebrate for Sarah Boone getting off. They found her guilty. So you don't get to oh, they had a short of her sentencing. All right, let me go up there and find that right quick. Let me go, because that's the part we got to go to. Let's see if we can find that sentencing, y'all. Was it Law and Crime Network? Let's see. Let's check their shorts of the sentencing. Shorts. Videos. Oh. Let me look this up. Sentencing of Oh, her guilty verdict. Yeah, they haven't sentenced her yet in this, but I am gonna play because that video was okay, but it was from the back of her head, and I hope this one I'm gonna check it right quick to see if it shows her face with the sentencing. So I'm gonna show this one instead and see if we can get a better look and a view of like how she acts, how she presents herself, or whatnot. And this is all in fair use because we're using it for educational purposes, and we are news reporting on a story that is very popular right now. So under the Fair Use Act, a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise infringement. So this is used in fair use.
See everybody nodding their heads. Okay. All right. State, are we ready to bring in our jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, are we ready to bring in our jury?
Yes, Judge.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in our jury. Everyone will remain seated.
All right, folks, they're bringing in the jury. Sarah Boone, who has waited 4 years for this moment, has attempted to litigate things on her own, went through 8 different attorneys. Now is Judgment Day. Now, in just a few moments, she will find out what the rest of her life will be. Will she have an opportunity to walk out of that courtroom tonight? Or will she be locked up for the rest of her life? Second-degree murder, manslaughter, culpable negligence, all on the table for this jury,
State, you recognize our jury.
Yes,
which
Your Honor.
reached a verdict
Defense,
in
do you
less than an
recognize
hour
our
and a
jury?
half. Let's listen in.
Members of the jury, you may be seated. Thank you. Members of our jury, good evening. I understand that you've come to a verdict in this case.
Yes.
If you could please hand the verdict form to the deputy, please. Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, if you could please publish the verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the Ninth Judicial Circuit and in Orange County, Florida, case number 2020 CF 2603, the state of Florida versus Sarah Boone. Verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree as charged in the information. Still say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, on this 25th day of October 2024. The form has been signed by the foreperson.
Madam Clerk, please poll our jury.
Juror seat number 1, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror seat number 2, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror seat number 3, is this your true and
Yes, it
correct
is.
verdict? Juror seat number 4, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror seat number 5, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror seat number 6, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Members of our jury, again, I want to thank you for your time, your sacrifice, and your attention in this matter. I know that we spent almost 2 weeks together and it was not taken lightly, and I really appreciate the time and the effort and the sacrifice that you put into this case. I want to advise you now of your final instruction. Members, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and your consideration in this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak to anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. With that, members of the jury, again, I thank you for your service. I'm going to ask you to return to the deliberation room. I'll be back there shortly with your jury certificates, and thank you.
Go ahead.
Ms. Boone, the jury has spoken in this matter and has found you guilty of murder in the second degree. The court adjudicates you guilty of murder in the second degree. As this is your first felony conviction, you are entitled to a pre-sentencing investigation by the Department of Corrections. Mr. Owens, are you seeking that in this case?
Yes.
Okay. State, I will order the Department of Corrections to prepare the pre-sentencing investigation. State, for the purposes of sentencing, do you anticipate eliciting any testimony from be it the victim's family?
2 or 3 victim impact statements, sir.
Okay. Mr. Owens, do you plan on presenting any evidence during the course of the sentencing hearing, sir?
Probably some testimony from Dr. Harper.
Okay. All right. How long do you think, State, that you would need?
You mean timing wise, or are we thinking?
A quantum of time, sir. Yeah, well, normally it takes about 30 days or so. I'm confirming with Anita as to availability. I just want to know from your side of the ledger, how much time? Okay, 15 minutes. How much time do you think you're going to need to produce anything from your side of the ledger, sir? Mr. Owens.
I'd say 30 minutes,
Okay.
30 to 45.
So if we set this for an hour, that would be sufficient.
Party agreed.
Okay.
State agrees.
Is that sufficient, Mr. Owens?
Yes.
Okay, all right, give me a moment.
Sarah Boone, now a convicted murderer. She's convicted of second-degree case. The sentencing will be enormous in determining.
Stop asking research questions to ChatGPT. Its answers are not reliable.
More 16 to life is the range that the judge will have. Their loved one gets sentenced. And I could see it, even though it was just a profile shot, you could tell that this absolutely impacted Sarah Boone. I never met her. I don't know her, but I know that she was hopeful. But that moment was very real for her when they said guilty of second-degree murder. And you look at it now, all of a sudden, that plea deal might be looking a little bit sweeter. Still with us, our think tank tonight.
So we did get that they did, find her. I thought they were going to read the victim impact statements because those are actually very, I guess they're going to do that closer to when sentencing happens. But I thought they were going to read the impact statements. And so I was actually waiting to listen to that. Because the impact statements usually are very, moving, and not in this video. So I guess they're going to be doing that at a later date. I'm going to keep an eye on that and see if we can figure out when those are. The sentencing is December the 2nd. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for that sentencing and the sentencing of Leilani Simon sentencing. Now, the YSL trial that people have been talking about, right now it's still up in the air. They're talking about as of 2 hours ago, right? Um, they're still talking about plea deal talks, right? It says right here, I'm reading, I'm going to share this screen, share this tab, and said it's been the longest trial in history, they said. That defense meets for new plea talks as possible mistrial looms. Young Thug's lengthy and embattled trial on racketeering conspiracy charges took another dramatic turn Thursday when defense teams took turns meeting privately with prosecutors to discuss possible new plea deals while the judge on the case withheld her ruling on a pending mistrial motion. A source tells Rolling Stone that the meetings were moved ahead, defendant by defendant. Thousands of trial watchers were tuned into the trial's live stream, hoping Judge Paige Reese Whitaker would take the bench at some point and give an update. Word eventually spread that the trial's return date was pushed to Monday, the sources said. It wasn't immediately clear what new terms, if any, prosecutors were willing to discuss with the lawyers for Young Thug, born Jeffrey Williams, and his 5 co-defendants, DeMonte Gotti, Kendrick, Radalis Ryan, Marquavius Huey, Shannon Stillwell, and Quamarvius Nichols. The 6 men were accused of being members of a street gang called Young Slime Life that allegedly terrorized Fulton County with drug sales, armed robberies, shootings, and at least 3 murders. They have pled not guilty. Williams already has been in custody more than 2 years following his arrest in May of 2022. The new closed-door meeting Thursday followed after Judge Whitaker vented more frustration with prosecutors a day earlier. During live testimony Wednesday, rapper Woony Slime Life Shawty Lee, a former defendant in the case who took plea deal, read aloud to the jury a portion of Instagram captions that was supposed to be redacted. The redaction was a hashtag that read Free Quay. As soon as Lee read that hashtag out loud, there was an audible reaction in the courtroom captured by the live stream provided daily by Law and Crime. Defense lawyers previously won the right to have Free Quay excluded because they argued it might be prejudicial, suggesting to jurors that one of the defendants previously was in custody for a different alleged crime. Prosecutors said it wasn't clear who the Quay in the hashtag referred to, but lawyers for Williams, co-defendants Marquavius Huey and Quamarvius, why am I having a little issue this morning? Quamarvius Nichols both asked for a mistrial. We're not going to be able to unring this bell, Nichols' lawyer Nicole Westmoreland said, and that it wasn't the first time jurors had heard something that was supposed to be off limits regarding her client. Judge Whitaker, who scolded prosecutors last month for the alleged mishandling of different witnesses, said Wednesday that she considered the incident with Lee sloppy, but also a mistake. She said if she granted a mistrial, it would be without prejudice, meaning prosecutors could return and put each defendant on trial again. I do not believe they are purposely trying to insert error to the trial, the judge said Wednesday before she turned to prosecutors and scolded them for not narrowing down their ginormous universe of evidence to avoid so many missteps. Would you like a mistrial without prejudice? Judge Whitaker then asked Westmoreland. The lawyer said she would. Under the rules of the current RICO trial, all the defendants are grandfathered into such motions unless they specifically opt out. Deputy District Attorney Simon Haitlin tried to argue Wednesday that there were multiple Quays involved in the case, either as co-defendants or third parties, so it wasn't clear which one the hashtag even referenced. The judge said she still considers the issue a problem and wanted the parties to come to an agreement on an instruction she could give jurors to address what happened. What I'm trying to do is fix your sloppiness so that everybody won't have wasted 10 to 12 months of their lives in this trial, Judge Whitaker responded. Do it now, she instructed Haitlin regarding the crafting of a proposed instruction. Plea negotiations are ongoing, and it appears that the judge is taking the motion for mistrial under advisement. Rolling Stone in a phone interview Thursday. he went on to say he believes that defense deserved a mistrial with prejudice over what happened Wednesday. How many mistakes can you give prosecutors before you make the determination they're no longer a mistake? They've made dozens of mistakes and have given the benefit of the doubt throughout. At some point, there's a limit to how many curative jury instructions you can give before they cease to have any effect. They can also be too many that the jurors have to juggle in their head as they go over a year and a half of testimony. It's not practical, he said. The current trial started with jury selections in January of 2023 and had opening statements last November, making it the longest in Georgia state history. It previously saw a pair of judicial recusals from the case against his will, a judge's recusal. Multiple allegations of prosecutors' misconduct logged by defense lawyers and highly contentious testimony from Kenneth Woody Copeland, a key statement witness whose robotic "I don't recall" answer on the witness stand became a popular meme. Williams was charged alongside 27 other co-defendants in a massive 65-count indictment. 9 defendants, including lead, took plea deals, and 12 defendants were served from their current trial. Williams' lawyer Brian Steele has called the prosecution unconsolable and an authoritarian absurdity. He calls Copeland in response for one of the orders in the indictment. Copeland has not been charged in the case and was granted immunity to testify. Steele, meanwhile, was held in contempt after he complained about a secret meeting prosecutors held with Copeland that excluded the defense. The contempt order was overturned on appeal. When Judge Whitaker assumed the helm of the trial in July, she said her plan was to move forward efficiently and expeditiously. After prior setbacks, at this point, around 70 witnesses already had testified. Prosecutors still have dozens more on their list. If the trial proceeds, it's expected to last through the end of the year. That is a long trial, y'all. So long. So long, y'all. That is a long, long trial. Now, we do also note that the Mendez brothers are possibly coming up for resentencing, right? If y'all have been watching any of the shows with the Mendez brothers. It has not happened yet. They're still in deliberation about that. But let me make sure. The Mendez case is still going. Yeah. But they might be resentenced. So if they're resentenced and there's a possibility they could get parole pretty much and be out in the real world. So that's what's going on there. Good morning, sunshine. Sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. But basically, so that's the things that are going on right now. I wanted to make sure that we went over some of the cases that we've already talked about. I had to make sure that we had the verdict for the Sarah Boone thing because I know that we've been watching that for a while, and everything, and I wanted to update everyone. And if there's anything else that I missed or did not see, you could hit that link and let me know because I pinned the link for anybody that wants to come up and talk about either the Sarah Boone trial or if you want to talk about the YSL trial or you want to talk about anything that happened. Oh, pretty chat girl, you my pretty rose. Because the song is every rose has its songs. Just like every night has its dawn. Just like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorns. I did. See, I did. You can't say I didn't now. Even though I'm sick and whatnot, and my voice is probably shattered right now. But so that's all that's happened this week. I will say that Sister and for Lolo's Halloween, Sister and Dr. Soapy, I'm sorry, y'all. I am sick and I don't feel good. Were my top picks for her contest. Now, if I would have hated to have been judging Lemon's contest. There were so many amazing people in that contest. I'm gonna tell you this one. It was like what? And I did see Mrs. Pizarro do her party for Miss Nika. So, Lady Nika, you know we're all still sending our prayers and our love to you and everything else. And you know we do miss you, and we all hope that you feel better. At least most of us. Now there may be some that hate us, but you know, hey D Ham, good morning. But Lady Nika, we send you the love, sweetie. We do, and I am praying for you. And 7 stars, beautiful. You catch this replay. Praying for you too. What's going on with your situation? I hope it all works out. I hope you're okay and everything goes well. You know, a lot of people in this sector don't wish well for others, but I do. That's just me. Good morning, the hood table. Good morning, Fran. And I did see some of the hijinks on Miss Bizarro's, but I did miss some of it because I fell asleep because I was literally laying down all day yesterday. I did not feel good. My ears were draining. I had a headache, um, and my ears have been acting up. When I get sick, a lot of the times, and it's in my head, like my ears will go to draining and stuff, and I just don't feel good. I did put a post on my community wall about I did talk to Mr. Buddy Lee about being a DJ. But so if anybody wants to donate to the DJ pot to take up some collections for to pay the DJ, I am gonna hire Mr. Buddy Lee for the when I set up the monetization party for us to have a good time together or whatnot. If anybody wants to donate to that pot, the Cash App is CharlieN87. If you would like to, you don't have to. You know, I appreciate every little thing that everybody does, even just being here. I'm just putting it out there. If anybody wants to donate to the DJ pot to help, hire the DJ because he does deserve to get paid for his time and his effort and stuff like that. That's still out there. And then, everybody's been asking me about you, VS Beautiful. If you catch this replay, people are worried about you where they ain't seen you. They're worried and want to know if you're okay, sweetheart. I just want to put that out there because, people do worry regardless of situations. It's like, here's the thing, even if we're a dysfunctional family and sometimes we may fight like brothers and sisters, if you've been around for a long time, people gonna worry about you if you disappear. It just is. I did note that I saw Miss Leo's live with Bubbles up there. I saw part of it, even though I was sick this weekend. I did know that, but I didn't know that when she first come up. When she first come up, I didn't know who she was. I was like, oh, and I just liked her. I thought Bubbles' skit was amazing. I loved her Harley Quinn. She actually played Harley Quinn as real. Like she did so good as Harley Quinn. Bubbles was actually one of my top picks from Lemons. Was one of my top picks. I had quite a few. I would have had trouble narrowing that one down more. Um, I would have had more trouble narrowing that one down, just to tell you the truth. I would have had a lot of trouble narrowing that one down because there were so many good ones. Let me see which ones. I'll tell you I loved, I absolutely loved Bubbles, the way she did her thing. And Lady Law. Lady Law was freaky, y'all. I wanted to get out my holy water. Lady Law, you scared me. You scared me, girl. I don't ever want to mess with you, chat. That one was freaky. And she had the little skit going too. Man, I'd have hated to have been a judge for Lemons. Man, that would have been a hard one to narrow down. I had so many amazing people. I loved her Harley Quinn though. She did a good job, and she even had like the little. If anybody remembers like the comic books and the shows and the little cartoons and whatnot with Harley Quinn, she did have like a comical hammer that looked like one of the things that you use in the circus, and that was on point. It really was. But I loved everybody, and like even the situation Dragons, she came up there and she'd been telling folks that she didn't win. Technically, Dragons almost placed for Lolo's Halloween competition because I almost voted for her. Like I had my two tops, I already knew uh when we went to deliberation, right? I already knew it was going to be because of the grading scale. Um I know that Sister was going to be number 1 for me, and Dr. Subby was going number 2 for me. And so I was having a hard time choosing number 3, right? And so I was going through the list again, and I was looking, and I was like, it was literally like a point difference between each one, right? And I was over here having a hard decision. So I was like, oh my God, which one do I choose? Because I love the green vegan. I love her ladybug. K Fitz did. I loved her. I love the way that she got into the Catwoman theme. And then I loved my other pick for that was Dragons because she did the funny skit. The only reason the other two won over Dragons was because they had they had costumes. They had costumes. Now, when it comes to creativity and putting on a show, Dragons did that, but a lot of people worked really hard for their costumes, right? And it was really hard choice for me for my third between the Green Vegan and K Fit. It was really hard choice for me. I will say that. Like I had to. It came down to like just a fraction of a point for me, like a fraction. That was my hardest decision. I'm just gonna tell y'all that. Yeah, yeah. The little sledgehammer thing that she has in the comics and stuff. Yeah. She did so good. I loved Bubbles. I really did. I really thought that on that one Bubbles was gonna place. I thought it was gonna be, in my opinion, on Lemons, right? I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna tell you who I thought was gonna. I thought there were so many good people though. I thought Lady Law would place. I thought Bubbles would place. Um, because they're just both of them had really great creativity. Shamar, I loved his outfits and stuff, but I really did think Lady Law and Bubbles would place. But then you had Honest Row and you had Demetra and you had um, you know, you had so many good people. And oh my God, the antics between K Fit and KRM was hilarious. Them, Jay Dunn, did you get choked on your drink a couple of times when they came back with them wigs when they was doing them costume challenge changes? Because girl, I would have spit out my drink all over my computer on accident. Especially when KRN came back and he had to when drag when they were acting like different people and having their back and forth, and I would have got choked. I would have got choked on my drink and I would have fell out in the flow. Well, see, that's the only reason that she didn't make it higher, J Don. She would have placed for me if, like, let's say she could have been herself, right? And been a homeless person. If she had, like, taken some old clothes, right? And kind of like cut them up or did something, right? And like put some dirt on something. She could have made it like a little more funny, if that makes sense. Like I don't know if she has any like older wigs or anything that are all messed up. Maybe put one on and kind of played into the homeless trope of what people think homeless people look like. You get what I'm saying? What people think that they dress like, if that makes sense. That would have made it to where it would have like put her over the edge. Her skit was funny. You know what I'm saying? The plug bar and the things like if she would have put like I know that she did it last minute and she was doing it to be nice and to be a seat filler and all that. And thank you, Dragons, for that because you didn't have to. But I'm saying like if she'd have just put like a little bit of like took a shirt and like had one that may have been a little ratty or something and put it on and threw some dirt on it or something. And, something like that, it would have put her over the edge because technically that would have been considered a custom, right? It would have took, I mean, it may have took her a couple minutes. She just jumped up and did something, which I thank her for, because it was hilarious and it was funny and I loved it. But that's what would have threw her over the edge. You know, like played into the trope of what people think a homeless person looks like or supposed to look like. That would have been hilarious. Hell, she probably would have placed higher for that because she was funny. It was very hard for me on the third decision to make because, you know, uh, that was the hardest one for me. The first and the second were not hard for me. Like, I loved Sisters, the way she had her music. I work hard for the money, so hard for you, honey. She works hard for the money, so you better treat her right. I loved that part. I loved it. I loved the way she, and then she at the end, you know, she had that little skit area about her, does she need a tape measure? That was hilarious. That's the only critique that I could give Dragons is maybe ham it up a little more. That was it. Um, I loved Miss Tracy and her outfit. Like I said, all she had to do was ham it up a little bit more. If she had had a little basket, like as if she was, Little Red Riding Hood, she's supposed to be running away from the big bad wolf, right? So she could have basically did just a little saying like, I'm running from the big bad wolf, y'all. He after me, but I got something for him, and then pulled out like a fake knife. I'm gonna say it that way, a fake knife. So I stay within YouTube guidelines. A knife, right? If she'd have pulled out a fake one and licked it or like acted like she's ready for him or something, you know, that would have been hilarious. That would have took her over the top because her outfit was gorgeous. Her outfit was gorgeous. That's the same thing with the beautiful ladybug, the green vegan. Her outfit was gorgeous. That body was bodying. You know what I'm saying? It was such a hard decision on the third one for me. Yeah, if she'd have rode her bike while holding a bag of food or something and did something that, people consider crazy, that would have just threw her over the edge and she'd have placed because Dragons was funny. She brought the funny. And to me, that's why Honest Row was technically, I love you, Miss Mitchell, but Honest Row was my first because he was funny and creepy and he brought in like the lemon and acted like he was cutting it and all this other stuff. And it was just his whole skit was amazing in my opinion. Like he put a lot of work into that, Because I don't just look at the creativity for myself. That is a main criteria for me. The creativity. Did you get into your character and all that other stuff? But it's also like how much work went behind this situation. And so for me, that's why, with even on Lolo's, to me, it was between Dr. Soapy and Sister because theirs was like on up there. You know what I mean? Oh, she could have did that too, Jay John. She could have just put on a khakis and a Target employee shirt, maybe if she still has one of her old shirts, and that would have been a costume. See, Dragons, if you're hearing the clouds or you rewatch this, you could have threw on your old T-shirt from Target or something, or a red shirt. It could have been a red polo shirt, and you could have pretended it was your Target employee, and you could have been pretending you was a Target employee. That would have been a good one too. That's a good idea, Jay Dizzle. There's a lot of little tiny things. Little tiny things. But Demon, so if you rewatch this, Sarah Boone didn't win. You can't have your party. I'm sorry. Y'all know she was gonna have a whole party if Sarah Boone got off. But she didn't get off. She got guilty. So we got guilty for her and Leilani Simon. Both have been found guilty. When I find out what the sentencing is for both, I will come back and I will update y'all on that and everything. I'm going to go over here and I am going to rewatch Miss Jill's Comfort Zone, and I'm probably going to do a video about her competition and put it out because it's a lot more to look into when it comes to poetry versus just costumes and look pretties and stuff like that, right? Because I want to make sure that I listen to every individual person's poetry to a T, right? I want to listen to what they're saying, what they're talking about. I want to make sure that I do it right, if that makes sense, because it's not to me messy. It's something with people with a lot of talent, a lot of talent. Now, Ness did kill me in her live where she was doing the get ready with me, and she did the eyebrow that went all the way across. That was funny. Good morning, Miss Joy Barnes. Now, it was a little messy over there at Miss Bizarro's, but it was hilarious. So if y'all didn't see that, I gotta go watch the rest of it. I only saw parts of it because I was sick and I did miss some things. So I'm going to go back over there and rewatch that. The Mrs. Bizarro's thing that she had. Now I will say that Queen Tulsa did vote for Dragons. Dragons almost placed. If I had voted for Dragons or somebody else had, then it would have been the third place would have been a tie. Because first and second was unanimous. It was unanimous. Sister and Dr. Soapy were unanimous between everybody. It was a unanimous decision on those two. And it was amazing in my opinion. I had fun over there at Lolo's. I was trying to, get down with the get down and have my little fun and do all that. And I'm seeing right now who's live. So I think a beautiful Sheffy is live. We got beautiful Sheffy that's live. The Good Putty Cat, the news station let's see, what's the news station covering today? Well, it says they are, but I don't. Oh, there it is. They're watching the news. That's what that is. Okay. Who is that? Oh, Everything News is also covering the mistrial announcement. Will there be a mistrial? So right now people are watching for a mistrial for that. They're trying to watch to see if the YSL trial is going to be a mistrial today. So that's all that I see, literally. Oh yeah, I'll make you a thumbnail, J Dizzle, for your members only. Um, I'll hit you up on Discord and see how you want it done. Like, do you want, you know, we'll talk about it. I'll make you a thumbnail, baby. Ain't no lie. I make thumbnails. I don't mind. I'll see what you want. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss O, did you see Sarah Boone? Um, Sarah Boone trial ended in she found guilty, child. She found guilty. She was found guilty. Yes, she was. She was found guilty. Oh, Thugger may end up like Lil Durk involved in a Diddy situation. Yeah, what time is your members only Monday today, JJ? So I did watch that video you had us watch about the 12-year-old. I watched it. I watched it in its entirety. Um Oh, D-Ham, your music also is so good. Chad, I'm gonna need me an intro song because you be doing it. You be doing that thing. Chad, I love it. I love the way you do it, D-Ham. Let me go over here. Oh yeah, let me share D-Ham's channel right quick. Because D-Ham does have some great like, let me go ahead and share this. Copy. Let me go over here. Okay. So I just copied and pasted DHEM's channel because he also had made like little intros for all of us judges and stuff. And he did his little thing. And I love his music. I like DHEM's AI stuff too. He does amazing. So I'm going to go over here and try to find the one that's for me. And I want to watch it. I'm gonna watch all your videos again, DM. I just want you to know that. And I'm gonna go through there and I'm gonna go click, click, click. Yeah, usually Jay Dunn said between 6 and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless something happens. Because you know emergencies always do happen. Maybe the dog might need to go potty, something. But between 6 and 7, look out for Jay Dizzle's Members Only Monday, and you should totally become a member because we have great conversation of there. And QI just posted DHM's thing and everything. Um, and it's amazing. Like, you should go up there and look at some of the graphics. It's amazing. I don't know who's doing DM. You're amazing. Um, I like AI in some things, QI, but other things I like. I think a lot of his is just graphics that he made though. I don't know. I say AI, but sometimes I mean graphics, and I'm sick right now, so look over me, child. Look over me. I am sick right now, so uh I am a little sick right now, so please look over me if I say the wrong wording on anything. But I can't wait to J Don's Members Only. Oh, and also, hey Luma, um how you doing? How you doing, my enlightened one? That's what I'm gonna call you. You're my enlightened one. That's what I'm gonna call you. Good morning. But I like a lot of the music that you're making. Now somebody made a song for Creole Butterfly, and she does have a playlist that I've shared on my community wall. If any of y'all want to go help her get her watch hours, that's all she needs. She has her fans and all that. She needs her watch hours for monetization. Somebody made her a song and I put her a little video behind it. So she's got a new intro and it's beautiful. I don't know who made the song, but whoever made it was amazing. I can't remember right now, but it's amazing. Um, and everything. And I'm gonna get on that members only thing for you, Jay Dizzle, and I'll have it to you in like not long. Well, it's some QI, some AI looks okay. It's just, you have to find the ones that, you're going to get over it one day, QI, because with the time change, sometimes you got to get with the program because you know how it goes. But Miami Popo, hey, DM, QI said that she needs a beat if you make beats. So unapologetically, QI said that she needs a beat. I think AI does good in some things, right? Just like when you're making graphics and everything, you know, sometimes it's like I found this thing, and sometimes it's better to put it all different. And I don't know. I just like playing around with graphics myself, QI. I don't know if it's relaxing for you. Maybe it helps with your ADHD like it does me. But for some reason, I just like the idea of making sure everything's like pretty. It looks like the Sesame Street sign. No, it don't. In fact, no, actually, it don't take me long, technically, a lot of times to make stuff like that. And it's so easy. It's so easy to go in and change it once you've made it. Like, let's say I make the the J Dunn or Dun Data members only Mondays. Let's say I put that in a specific font that you don't like or a color. I can go back and change that in a matter of seconds, right? Once I make the thing. It doesn't take long at all, and everything to really make certain things. What takes the longest is when you're first making it, right? But you can go back in and change things easier after you've made it, right? You can put in things, you can change little, like if somebody doesn't like something, it's not as hard to change as people think. Yeah, making beats. Um, Now at one time I did have a thing where I could make beats, but I don't have it anymore. Um, it's putting in like the way I used to play around with, because I played around with it for a little while, because I had some friends and my sister and her boyfriend and a bunch of other folks was in the underground rap scene and whatnot, and they were doing that stuff. So you know me, I like to play around with creativity, and I sent them some, and my sister did this cute one at one time, but then she took it down. I was so upset because I actually loved the song. It was eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You ain't nothing but a hoe. You think you're cute. You think you're classy. Newsflash, you ain't nothing but trashy. I liked it. I thought it was cute. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I like that. That was cute. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You ain't nothing but a hoe. You think you're cute. You think you're classy. Newsflash, you ain't nothing but trashy. I was like, I like that little hook right there. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I've known a lot of people who do stuff like that over the years. Okay, I'll make sure that I put something into that. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna set you something up, cause I know what your intro looks like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make sure something look good. You know. I've seen that intro 101 times. Yeah, even with AI, you have to be creative now. Um, Thank you so much, QI. I was playing around and I was like, I didn't see he had anything that said Taylor Port Tuesday. That's why I was playing around with it. Because I wanted to do something nice. You know me. I just got that kind of heart. But even with AI, like a lot of our AI artists here, you have to be creative with that too. You have to put that stuff together. It's not as easy as it looks sometimes, like especially if you have moving parts. To make the mouth move correctly so it matches the words. Like if you have a beat and it's a song, like there was somebody and I forgot what their name was, and I'm so sorry if I'm not giving you the credit. I saw them make a thing last year where they had like cartoons that was doing like a reward show, and they were doing dances and stuff like that, and it was the cutest thing I ever saw, and they had the mouths moving in sync with what was being said, and with the writing and everything else. They did an amazing job. I forgot their name right now, and I'm sorry, I'm sick. I apologize for that. But if I could go back and find their stuff, because I know I liked it at one time, so I thought it was the cutest little thing, and I was like, that's talent right there, to be able to put stuff together, and seeing like Miss Erica Fierce, Battle Roach. Battle Roach does different things where he puts in clips, but he adds his own thing. Very talented. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, that's talent. Um, and y'all are doing the thing where Miss Nubian Warrior does her little videos with the stuff with the AI and all that other stuff. It's very talented. Um, it works. You know what I'm saying? I was just playing around Q out with some things, and I was just like, I'm gonna make him something for Taylor Port Tuesday. You know. Yeah, a lot of times I don't mess with AI too much, but I have played around with it a little bit. Most of the stuff that I do are graphics, and I play around with my transitions and make sure that things look cohesive, because that's another part that you got to make sure when you're making like a video of some kind or something. Now, something I did when I was in high school was I learned how to make like cartoons, right? It was very basic at the time, but like make things look like they're moving and stuff like that. I did learn how to do that in high school. I went through a program called computer something, I forget. But we learned how to. We didn't just do like graphics. We did graphics. We did uh, uh, those machines that cut stuff and stuff like that. that have like the bits. It's on an XY axis. A lot of people have jobs that do that where the machine has a bit and it cuts out, parts and stuff for you. We worked with one on a smaller scale when I was in high school. Um, and I learned how to do that. I learned how to make cartoons, CD covers. We did different modules on electricity and robots. Oh, CAD and CAM machine. I know how to work a CAD and CAM machine. All different kind of things that we did in my high school when I was young. I was a perfectionist too. I really was. And sometimes it bothers me if I realize something's off center, and I'm like, "Oh, I don't like that." And I just like playing around and I like helping people, It's something that I enjoy doing. Um, just because, in fact, I'm gonna start Jay Dizzle's here soon. Her thumbnail for her members only, just because I like playing around with it. It's something I do when I'm relaxing sometimes. So if anybody like wants like some specific graphic for their channel, just let me know. Just hit me up. I just have to get it. I have to have a way to get it to you. Is all. That's it. As long as I can send it to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That's like I love the way Miss Coffee does her graphics. She is now. You want to talk about somebody that's gifted? That woman is amazing. She's awesome. Yeah, see, she's doing those drones. That's a new thing that people are doing, to get the overhead view and to get the close ups and all that stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing what they can do nowadays and everything. And I am fixing to make a thank you to the people who have became my members, and I am looking into this is a thing that I'm going to tell for my members, us to do a members only live very soon, and I am going to talk to y'all about what y'all want to do, because I was thinking about when I get a little extra money after the membership party or whatnot, getting some games we can play together, maybe a specific books we can read together, and possibly seeing how I can, if you wanted to join Discord and watch like, paid content together or something, because I do have like, I do know how to screen share for us to watch movie nights together. And I want to do some special things for my members. Not just have members only lives, but like little extras, like game night and stuff like that for us to have fun and unwind and relax and just, hey, exit 313, exit 218, just for us to have a little fun, and everything. Oh, yeah. I will say that, yeah, long hours on here can get to your mental, so I always take breaks. I know I'm sick because of the weather change. I've been sick for over a week now. It's just gotten worse. My throat's itchy right now and my ears are draining. It's this weather change for me because I'm not used to the cold weather. It's been so hot, then it got so cold, then it got hot, then it got cold, then it got hot, and my allergies are just running amok. But I'm gonna go ahead and check to see who is live right now. Um, I always do that before I end. And also DM, like, oh my god, I want an intro video too. It's so cute. Um, find a way. Tell me how to get in touch with you, Chad. Tell me how to get in touch with you. It's beautiful. I don't know how you're doing the music, but the music is amazing that you're creating. So far right now we have Sheffy's live, The Good Putty Cats live, King Donald Goings is live, Most Hated Blogger is live, Shakima is live. Ooh, I hope she don't whoop my butt. She gonna whoop my butt for saying she live, because sometimes they don't like me saying when they lie. Chat. I don't want to get a spanking. I don't want to get a spanking. Um, but so far that's who we have live right now. So with DM How do people get in touch with you? Do you have an email, or like if people want to get beats off of you, do they hit you up on Instagram? Go in your comment section. Because I know a lot of people are actually interested in your work now. I want to make sure you get the shine that you deserve and everything. So DM if you want to go ahead and pop down. And if anybody wants to donate to the pot for the DJ, my cash app's in my name. It's also let's see. That's my cash app right there. If you want to donate to the DJ pot for the members, appreciation live, and for our celebration, for me getting monetized, for me to be able to thank everybody. I want us to have a turn up live where we just have fun. And then I will get back with y'all on the dates. It's not cheap to hire a DJ, y'all. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. But let me know. I hope everybody has a great and beautiful day. I will see y'all on these streets later. Thank you, Noble. I hope I feel better soon too, because this ain't no joke, and my ears have been bothering me, and I hope I don't get another headache, because here's the thing, I have a liver condition, so I can't take anything for headaches. I just have to deal with them. And if it's bad enough, the only thing I can take is Tylenol, but I can't do it all the time because Tylenol builds up on your liver. So for me, headaches are debilitating sometimes if they're migraines, because there's nothing I can take for it. I can't take NSAIDs, and I can't take anything pretty much for a headache, where other people can. But I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you all for showing up and showing out. Thank you for hitting that like button, sharing, subscribing. Thank you to all my cloud watchers who are not able to pop down. I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful day. Hey, straight out of Storyline for Content. Thank you for coming in, Beautiface. But we're going to go ahead, and I was trying to make it to where I would make it to an even minute mark, if that makes sense, before I end, because I can't stand when I accidentally end at a weird one. But I'm gonna go ahead and check again to make sure I didn't miss anybody that's live. Make sure I'm not missing nobody. Oh, Mama Global is live, y'all. Mama Global, y'all know I love me some Mama Global. That lady knows I love her to death. She's the sweetest. Oh, and she's talking about the poetry contest, so this may be a way for me to catch up a little bit. But I love me some Mama Global. Hood conservative, I mean Hood therapy. I loved Joe live from the other day. I was having so much fun in there. I was having so much fun in there. Y'all was cutting up. It was hilarious. If y'all ain't subscribed to Hood Therapy, you don't know what you're missing. We was having fun over there. We was having a good old fun time. We was. Now Hood Therapy don't go live all the time. But when they do go live, it is a fun time. And I got my notifications turned on. See, I be paying attention. Oh, let me make sure if y'all could subscribe to the Hood Therapy. Get they at 424. If we could get them up in the subscriptions or whatnot. But you'll have fun over there. You will. You'll have a lot of fun. Now, don't be surprised if we talking about boobies and getting a little spicy. You ain't no telling what we're gonna talk about over there. But y'all have a blessed and beautiful day. I'm gonna go ahead and play this outro. Thank you everybody for being here. The Hood Table, my beauty. I just want to send you much love. You need to go live more. You're hilarious, Hood Therapy. You're hilarious. You got a good attitude. It's funny. It's fun. You shouldn't be nervous. If somebody come in there, that's what the block hand is strong for. The block hand is strong. Smack them upside the head with the block hand. You know what I'm saying? If they come in there messing with you, smack them with the block hand. Just saying. That's what I would do. I'd smack them upside the head a little bit. But for anybody that's hating or being haters, I'm fixing to tell you what I do, and I'm fixing to continue doing. I'm going to ignore your dumb ass. If you hating on me, I don't give a dang. I don't care. If you talking about false flagging my channel, guess what? That's going to come back on you, not me. So it don't matter. Like, people, be talking crap. Let them talk crap, because guess what? That shows what kind of person they are compared to what kind of person you are. It shows that, some people got hateful hearts. But y'all have a great day. Thank you, Hood Table, my beauty. And I'm going to go ahead and play the outro, y'all. Where's it at? Oh, there it is, y'all.
I'm from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go. From the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the TUBELO. I'm ripping my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction. This was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding. Come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, checking seat banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still. Crystalline swinging down on 1800, watching out for them knuckleheads that be stanging round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking around 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue apartments when OG standing back there by 60 deep. Boone walking, Charles Blue, a big Anthony Hughes and P.
I'm from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my